Hello again, VOTOMS fans. You thought maybe I didn't collect VOTOMS anymore, but there still are a bunch of VOTOMS I have to get. And so in today's case, it's this one called the Fatty Ground Custom Type B, I think. I actually have this, I think, already. So I bought this set just to get this guy. It has a round missile pod, some sort of, I don't know if this gun belongs to which figure. Probably this one, because this one already has the outline here of something called a GPATM. Anyways, Sunrise owns the franchise called VOTOMS. This is from a particular animation called Pailsen Files, and this is number 2. The number 2 set. We got some nice promo images here, some Japanese explaining what the thing is, and it can crouch down and have some moving parts. I think it's been taped twice, so it might be used, but hopefully everything will be there. So the robots are generally complete, but you got these plastic screws, and so you have to have some clippers and clip off your own parts and maybe put a few pieces together. So I've reviewed the Scopedog so many times, I'm not going to bother. Here, you just take a quick look. Yeah, it's definitely missing some parts. But today we're looking at this guy. And so here's the baggie of other things. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, this must be used, because I don't think it just comes like that. I think there was a different sprue, and the previous owner actually put the parts together for me. There are these little cardboard things you can fold into a triangle as name tags. There's a fan website thing. And then these go into a binder they can get with a certain model. I forget which one. Yeah, explain the guns in Japanese, and yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have the instructions, and here we have 2007, around December maybe? Yeah, so originally had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ones. Yeah, I see that, this little one. You know what's weird? It did actually just come with those parts loose. So that's really interesting. Huh. Yeah, it's just loose. Usually on other VOTOMs I'd had to put this stuff together. Alright, well, if you're really curious about the Scopedog, you know, those are the parts you're going to have to clip off the sprues and slap on there. Yeah, so you got to put the gun together and all that. But I am more interested in this side. Let's get this plastic out of here. Alright, let's take a look. Well, you know what, let me move the camera into the booth a little bit better. Maybe try this angle. Let's see how much we can get done without having to use the clippers. Alright, well, we got 2 really fragile plastic antennae here, so those are definitely going to break if this thing falls off something. Does this rotate? It does. It looks like maybe smoke launchers. The shoulder here, you can see it's on a peg with a ball on the end, so you can get more than 90 up there. And then obviously you can spin the whole thing around. The top of the arm, the bicep spins, and then here's the elbow in gray. And is it a double? No, it's a single joint. So you can only bend the arm like 90 degrees, not even, a little bit short of that. The hand here has this cuff, and that's a separate piece because you should be able to remove the hands. Okay. What's going on here? Nope. I was wondering if there's a punch mechanism, but I don't think it has one. So in the cockpit area, we have this optic something or another, painted red very nicely. It's really small. And then we have a nice Tampo printed black stripe on there. And then this should open. Yeah, let's see if the back hinge lifts up or something. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that hinge is supposed to pop up. It does on the Scopedogs. But anyways, I guess you can just take the thing off. And this is also telling me now that the head can rotate left and right, if not come off entirely. Yeah, there's a certain index right there if you want to take it off. Alright, so that's neat. Some minor groove details on the bottom side of this thing. I'm not sure why that's molded like that. Maybe that's a display screen, but it's weird. It's nothing on the top side. This little character is actually recessed and then painted black, so that's pretty cool. There's a little bit of black there. I'm not sure why, but it's there. Looking in the cockpit, you have a standard molded seat and a bunch of hoses and greebly effects, so that would be nice to paint if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that back on. Yeah, see? Alright, that's the way it's supposed to be done. You gotta lift it perfectly vertical, then you can swing it open. So you can actually add and remove the pilot that way. Alright, pop that down. Then let's go around to the back. We got these lines carrying into this backpack. Does this backpack come off? I'm not thinking so. Not right now. Looks like it's going to hold some ammo canisters. There's a peg hole there and a peg hole there. I think the missile launchers go there. You know what? Let me lift this up again because we got... we do have a pilot here. This one's same tan color and it's got a funky mask. And there's a square peg. Well, rectangular peg if you want to be precise. So that's nice that it won't just rattle around. And actually, if you had the inclination, you could paint it for more realism. So that's good. Pop that back on. Okay. Yeah, so, well, one more time. Try to lift that thing vertical perfectly. There. So that's what the dude looks like inside. This side, this arm is similar. Oh no, it's got a shield, but the forearm looks identical. Yeah, it's got fists right now. So that shield again, this little character, whatever it is, it's recessed. So you could probably repaint that if you wanted to pretty easily. I'm gonna do a little hand swap here. I think that should just pop out because looking at this hand, it's just a big ball peg. You know what? That. Yeah, this is the gun for the character. Maybe we'll wait till the gun. Yeah. Alright, so this thing has a torso. Wow, actually, whoa, look at that. I didn't expect it to come up that far. So yeah, you can tilt the torso left, right a little bit, and then you can press it down if you want. Twist it, of course. Make it, you can even look backwards. Doesn't make sense, but it can. I wonder if this looks like this will spin around too. I mean, there is a brake there, but it's doesn't want to. No, strange. All right, these armor flaps. They got a little bolt head detail, and they obviously flip up. There's even a production dial here, and yes, that is pointed to November of 07. So close enough to December, I think that piece of paper said. Alright, the legs, there's a big, peg with a ball on the end of it. So that means the thigh can go in and out quite a bit, actually. And then obviously can go back and forth. Now the knee is gray again, and what's going on? Just bends like 90-ish. The kneecaps are asymmetric. This one has a recess for some... Oh, I think that's a step, maybe. The pilot can step on that to get in. These front armor flaps are nice. They got a little bolt head detail again. And then it's got these roller wheels. And that's how it propels itself. And I like that you got these hoses painted gray there. And this is supposed to be a wheel too, but it's just molded. Not doesn't move or anything like that. Alright, so the foot, if you want to call it that, it's on like a J or an L-shaped peg with a ball at the end. So you can get rocker up and down. But then that whole thing is a hinge itself, so you can really compress it down or bring it up and out to get that, posing ability. So that's really nice. But there's no armor plate protecting the back. Alright, so the crouch down mode, I think the legs seem to go forward. And then what? Usually there's some sort of weird pull the leg apart, wiggle it kind of thing. There we go. So something worked loose. These things must groove into something. Try on this side. Maybe if I just pull straight. Yep, maybe you just pull straight. See that groove? And then that can come up, and then this goes up as well. So that's, well, let me get that up again. Problematic that rear hinge. Yep, see, it just doesn't want to do it so well. So that's too bad. Anyways, imagine that open. That's how the person gets in and out. Well, I never pose it that way because frankly it looks weird, you know. I think it looks odd just sitting down like that. Not my thing. So just put this leg back together. I'm just gonna slide that thing. Yep, there we go, nice and easy. Okay. If you haven't caught my other VOTOMS videos, it's in my Mecha playlist. These 1/48 scales are, well, with the antenna, this guy is around 10 centimeters or 4 inches. But just at the top of the head or so, it's more like 8.5 centimeters or 3.5 inches. So it's really small, right? But you can, there's so much articulation in moving parts. That's why I like these things, besides the fact that it's a walking tank. Alright, well, it does seem we can replace this thing with 3 vertically stacked missiles. And it's nice that there's vent detail here. And that thing pivots, of course. I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to put on. I gotta... Oh, this one actually is... This is it. This one is cooler. It's got a recessed, you know, vent. And then that whole vent is in the tube. There's some vent details there, some bolt details, and then we got those missiles painted red nicely. It's just much cooler than this one, I think. It's nice to have options, though. So something's going to go there, I think, still. Do a quick look here. Oh, yeah, you can move that optic as well inside of that slot, which I didn't really show. There you go. Yay. Yeah, ammo, round ammo cartridges, these weapons, I'm going to put together. And I guess that's it. These gray ones, these are for the Scopedog, but I'm probably just going to sell that Scopedog off. So this sprue, this green sprue, those are all Scopedog stuff. Oh, and this was the handrail for the Scopedog. So those go away. That means I have basically a sprue for each of the weapons, it looks like. Let me put these things together. So it comes with 2 handles, one with the hand on it, or one if you want to display the gun by itself. It's the back of the hand. It's nice that the hand's already painted, although to make it perfect you'd have to paint over the part that you're clipping off, at least on the back of the hand piece. You know, this piece right here, because it's molded in gray, right? I'm too lazy though. This looks like that'll be the front of the barrel. And then it's hard to tell, but this is actually painted gray in certain sections. But the majority is left this raw gray plastic. So put this together, and you don't need any glue or anything like that. Just press fit together, very tight pegs. So that's that. And actually, I'm gonna put the grip with the hand, so I can just see what it looks like holding this weapon. Here's the back of the hand. Yeah, you'd have to touch that up if you want it to look perfect, but again, it's no big deal for me. So it actually has a barrel on it with a recess. I'm not sure if focus. Yeah, darn it, of course not. Anyways, there is a recess in the barrel. There you can see. So maybe this is a silencer. Oh, I think it actually goes down here. Maybe this is the ammo. So I think I have to put this together first. Then it should slide onto something. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a groove in there. Okay, well that's interesting. So if you want, it's nice that it's separate because you can paint that like a metallic color, like a magazine. That's a pretty cool looking weapon. I like it. All right, let's try this little hand swappy thing here. So I'm just gonna pull this out, and that ring there. Obviously, you can do it without the ring, and then you should have better articulation, but maybe not. This thing has a piece here, so it's colliding. So you're not going to get much articulation with this rifle with the hand already on it. Something like that. But now, I'm curious. We're going to take this out anyways, going to put a new weapon. I'm going to put this hand in without the ring. Yeah, you know what? It just doesn't move much. There's just not much articulation whatsoever. Right? Only a few degrees. Alright, we'll get back to that with the next weapon. Alright, what is this? I think I've seen this weapon before, but it has the ammo cans on it, so I might as well get those off. I think this weapon we're cutting out now is the weapon that comes with the standard space-oriented fatty. So I probably won't use it at all. Okay. So according to the instructions, these things just go up. I think I might have to trap the barrel. How so? Alright, I think the barrel goes this way. Yeah. Man, that is really tight. So it's cool that the barrels are a different color. You know, they're already painted. I'm sure they would probably spin in the cartoon or something like that. Alright, the back thing goes on here. And then again, the grip. It should snap in, but it's not doing so. Actually, I'm afraid. There we go. That was a hassle. And then there's a foregrip here. Now it's saying this you go forward like this, but there's two little circles from the molding process, so I'm going to flip it upside down just to not see those. That's really hard to get in there. Just going to pop in there though. Okay, so it can sit flush with the thing or come out for action. And then again it came with that thing. So yeah, just quickly pop this in, show you guys. It's not a bad weapon. Okay. Yeah, leave it there for now. So now these ammo cans. So there's like a rectangle here, and there's a rectangle in the back of this. Oh, actually, the fourth ammo can goes on the weapon itself, like that. Now, the question is, how do I get this in? Because it's got that rectangle. There we go. There we go. So yeah, they provided enough of a gap that should slide past. Try to have the rectangle in line. And then you can just push it sideways. Where's your last ammo can? Call me crazy, there was a fourth ammo can there, right? Oh, yeah, we ended up over here. What's unfortunate is they have the molding sprue visible. Ideally, they would have molded that rectangle 90 degrees differently, so the cutoff would be here and the other one would be totally hidden. So that's too bad. That's a detail that would have been nice. Just using a toothpick to really make those sit in the rectangles. I don't think they would fall out very easily, you know, but there you go. That's kind of neat, actually, having the replaceable ammo. Okay, the last gun is this one here. I don't recall if I've seen this before. I may have. I haven't reviewed a VOTOM in months. So this one again, it's got gray paint, matte finish over this more, I can't really say it's glossy plastic, but it's definitely shinier. Not sure, those are barrels or what? They're very long, those round things. Maybe that's a magazine right there equipped, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if there's a certain sequence to putting these together. Oh no, that circle thing in the magazine. I don't think the mag matters, there's nothing, no tooth on it, so. But this circle thing maybe needs to be trapped. No, maybe not. But it is going to trap these two barrels. So that goes there. It's interesting. Alright, so then I think that's supposed to slide over this barrel. And this friction fits there. Can't say these are really sitting properly though. You know what, I have a feeling, according to the instructions, they go in afterwards anyways. I think I put them in wrong. So another nice thing about no glue, take that apart. Let's do this again. So I'm just going to pop this in first. Right, and then I'm going to pop these in. Like that. Just don't know why they had these separately anyways, because why wouldn't they just mold it into, why wouldn't that just whole, those three extra pieces weren't necessary at all. They could have just molded into these two halves. I guess if you want to repaint them, maybe that's nice to have. Here's the magazine, I assume was the magazine, and then the hand grip there, and then the back of the hand, talk to the hand. Alright, it's got a big hole in it, kind of weird. Alright, let's see what it looks like with this one. I don't think I've ever seen this rifle before, so I think I'll just pose it with this one. I'm going to pop this ring on here. Okay. It would have been cool if it came with maybe a left hand with the grip. Then you could dual wield, right? But not the case. So the only alternate left hand is this wavy hand. You know, wavy hand or a fist. So that's too bad. Those are the extra parts you'll end up with. Let me go get some other VOTOMs. So before I show the other robots, just want to go here on MAHQ. This website's great. It just gives you all the stats of these things, and here's a little blurb about it. Essentially, this is a desert customized fatty for desert environments. All right. So here's the space fatty. So this has thrusters and stuff, and it's meant to be flying around space. It's a very basic mold. Like the barrel recesses here are very weak. Not a big fan. But it does have the same shield. But the armor plates here on the feet, they don't have any indication of like rivets like this tan one here does. So I feel all in all this tan one is better. It's probably like a newer mold. I don't know why this armor is stuck underneath that foot. Sorry. So let's get these things on the spin thing. And they do have another ground type with these two antennae, but it's got a double stack, you know, of these missiles, so that's quite different. It is generally the same type of backpack, it looks like. Oh, there's a hose. So the smoke emitters are totally different. And this one has a hose. So this backpack is an older backpack design, but they didn't accommodate anything to put in there. Maybe I can find something later that'll fit inside that in my grab bag of spare parts from VOTOMS. The wheels are a totally different color, it looks like, but the feet are generally the same, right? So essentially this is the same robot except the smoke emitter and the missile pods, and obviously the color. It's got that same weapon that we assembled earlier. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, this shield is different actually. Look at this. It's actually weaker though. There's no graphic in the shield. And you can see the circular cooling sinkhole from the plastic molding process. This is definitely better looking. So it's kind of a mix of the two actually. Oh, this kneecap is totally different too, so actually it is quite a different ground type. And the last one, this is that Scopedog that I pretty much have already. It's just, I cut all the parts off, and this is essentially what you would get from this set if you were to take the time and put it all together. So the missile pod, rotates on the backpack. You got 2 ammo cans here. That ammo can go on the weapon itself, which actually I don't have posed with this guy because I have so many other weapons, standard weapons on other VOTOMs in my collection. There's a punch feature here, and then the optics slide left and right in that slot, and they also spin around, and then the thing flips up, the head rotates, and then the hatch, I have to again lift up the back hinge, hopefully, come on, man, these things are fidgety. There we go, so the back hinge comes up, then I can open it, and there's a pilot, right? So it's pretty cool and all. All in all, not bad. Let me pose that again, get this on the spin thing, and then we'll do a revolution. Get this thing out of the way. So the Fatty is obviously a much bigger robot than a Scopedog, but these are pretty much cannon fodder. The hero drives a Scopedog usually, so the good guys are using Scopedogs. These are usually the bad guys in the cartoon series. But they're definitely very different in their styling, that's for sure. It's like 2 different people styled those robots, it seems. Okay, well, that's it for today. So let's get rid of these 2. Closer for you guys. And in fact, the screen's distracting. Well, as usual, these Takara 1/48 scale VOTOM robots are pretty cool. If you don't like small things though, and potentially breaking these antennae, you might want to steer away from this brand. They're basically model kits. It's just that they assembled most of them together for you already. But what I really appreciate is the fact that a lot of the parts are painted better than I could ever do. They're tampo printed. So that's another reason why I buy these things, besides the fact that they're so small. Alright, well, thanks again. There will be some other VOTOMS robots to review later on, so hopefully you'll stay tuned for those. Bye now.